Good morning and welcome to Reflecting God today. Wherever that you are, it's Wednesday, and I hope that we can come before God and take a moment in time to pause before the busyness of life takes over, and that we can kneel at the cross of Christ and kneel at the throne of grace to ask what God has in store for us today, and to allow us to have the strength to go forth for what God has allowed for us today. And this morning I want to give you a text found in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 15, in which the Bible says, "He died for all, that those who live or who might live no longer live for themselves, but to Him, for Him who for their sake died and was raised." You see, beloved, the Church of Christ is organized for service, right? It's a watchword. Its watchword is ministry. Its members are the soldiers to be trained for conflict under the captain of their salvation. See, Christian ministers, Christian physicians, Christian teachers have a broader work than many recognize. See, they're not only to minister to the people, but to teach them to minister. They should not only give instruction in right principles, but educate their hearers to impart these principles. It's not just truth that they have to show. It's not just truth that they have to say, but it is truth that they have to live. Because truth that is not lived, that is not imparted, loses its life-giving power, its healing virtue. Its blessing can only be retained as it is shared. I like to say that information without application means nothing. See, the monotony of our service for God needs to be broken up. We need to break up the monotony that is Christian service in our churches. Every church member should be engaged in some line of service for our Master. We need to think of different ways in which we can serve. We cannot continue to do the same thing over and over again. We cannot continue to expect different results by doing the same things that the people in the 18th century, the 19th century, the 20th century has done. See, we recognize that some of us cannot do as much as others can, but everyone should do in their utmost to roll back the tide of disease and distress that is sweeping over our world. Educated workers who are consecrated to God can do service in so many variety of ways and can accomplish more extensive work than those who are uneducated. Their discipline of mind places them on vantage ground, but those who have neither great talents nor extensive education may minister acceptably to others. But God will use men who are willing to be used. It is not the most brilliant or the most talented persons whose work produces the greatest and most lasting results. Instead, it is men and women who have heard a message from heaven. The most effective workers are those who respond to the invitation. "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me." See, it is heart missionaries that are needed. It is not just Christian missionaries with PhDs, with MARs, but it is heart missionaries that are needed. He whose heart God touches is filled with a great longing for those who have never known His love. Their condition impresses him with a sense of personal woe, taking his life in his hand. He goes forth a heaven-sent, heaven-inspired messenger to do a work with angels, which angels can cooperate. So I ask you today, in your workplace, are you a heart missionary? Whatever you are doing, Are you a heart missionary? Because God needs heart missionaries. Because once you are a heart missionary, whatever the field that you are on, you become a heaven sent, a heaven inspired messenger. And the world needs heaven inspired messengers to reflect God today.